When you hear the term nuclear bomb, what's the first thing that comes to mind? If you said World War II, then you'd be correct. But if you said Trinity Test, you'd also be correct. That's because this test was the first ever detonation of an atomic weapon. And it took place right here in this desert in New Mexico. On July 16, 1945, the United States successfully conducted the first atomic bomb test here in the New Mexico desert. The explosion of what they called the gadget completely destroyed the tower it was mounted on and sent a massive amount of radioactive fallout into the atmosphere. But why was it called the Trinity Test? Well, that's because the team of scientists that worked on the Manhattan Project, which was the name of the research and development undertaking that produced the first nuclear weapons. They named the three main parts of the project after the Trinity testing site, now known as Ground Zero. Trinity, the river group, and the site are teams. And each of these groups were responsible for a different part of the actual bomb. But back to the test itself. The device was placed 200 meters above the ground on a 10-meter tall tower. And at 5:29 a.m., the bomb was detonated remotely, using a signal from a telegraph key. The explosion was so bright that observers standing 35 kilometers away could still see the flash. And it sent up a massive cloud of debris and smoke that reached 40 kilometers into the sky. In fact, the bomb was so powerful that some scientists actually feared that it might destroy the entire Earth. And although no one was directly harmed by the blast, the fallout did contaminate the surrounding area with radioactive materials. And here's a picture of the area immediately after the explosion. As you can see, the tower is completely destroyed, and the surrounding desert is now filled with all kinds of equipment. Here's another picture taken just a few days later, and it shows the team of scientists walking through the now very radioactive desert. Today, the Trinity Test Site is a national park and a World Heritage Site, and this is what it looks like today. Not much remains of the tower, but there is a visitor center where you can learn more about this pivotal moment in history. Now, when people think of nuclear bombs, they usually think of the ones dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But it was the Trinity Test that really kicked it all off. Thanks for watching.